Hello and welcome to this week's Week in Review, where we tell you what we've been doing this week. I'll just kick it off and say I've personally been just doing some PvP. Not much, I didn't have much time this week. And I was very busy following the current ship showdown elections.
Oh my god, dude! You
Yeah,
wasted your
well,
fucking time and you
no,
did
man.
that.
The Argo's gonna
Skins.
win, and there's nothing you can do about it, man.
No, you're right. There's nothing I can do about it, and I didn't do shit about it, to be honest with you.
See, your vote counts. Every vote counts. So yeah, what have you guys been up to? Have you been playing at all?
Yeah, man, I played this week. I did some PvP. So jumped in my Buccaneer and someone said, hey, man, I mean, I kind of knew this at the bottom of my heart, but someone said, hey, man, if you're going to PvP, just go all ballistics. Despite the fact that you have to refill every 5 seconds, doesn't really matter because you'll probably end up coming out on top. And for the first time in my life, not being a PvP, I got popped 3 kills in a row with the all ballistic. So I highly recommend going all ballistic because if I can do it, everyone else can do it as well. So, but man, I mean, you want to talk about. I said I wouldn't say this word last episode, but the desync was. Like Port Olisar was taking half an hour to load in. My friend crashed into it 3 times because it wasn't loading in. Like, it was insane. I don't know if they're doing stuff at the back end, yada yada yada. But my god, one of the guys I was fighting, this Avenger, he was literally. It looked like a comedy. Everyone on my stream, it was like I can't even describe it in words what he was doing, but he was like dancing around my screen in a random teleportation kind of way, and yeah, it was funny. So yeah, that was my week. Bit of PvP as well.
Very nice. And you,
Yep,
Delta?
the universe is descending into outright PvP. It's post-apocalypse because we know the wipe is coming. As far as me, dude, think my Star Citizen experience was all of about maybe an hour and a half with about 15 minutes of semi-productive gameplay because I talk with my hands, and it's hard to play a game when you talk with your hands, essentially when it's a habit and it's an obsessive compulsive habit. I feel like I'm giving a speech at a podium and I gotta build up people's dreams and
Are you
hopes to the
Italian
point.
by any chance?
Am I what?
Are you Italian? Because Italians
Italian?
do a lot
So,
of hand gesture
yes,
stuff.
I do have Italian DNA. Have heritage from that area of the world. So as far as that's concerned, 15 minutes, I an hour and a half I ran around Hurston trying to get back on track because I was coming off a character reset. Uh, really didn't get into much because after I heard about the wipe and all the money issues, like we probably had people total of 30 million just poof gone out of people's accounts. So that pissed off a lot of our players. So they weren't as active. So I was trying to go back and rebuild their confidence in the game and get them in, just do some, you know, situations where we're reevaluating our org. So we're just building up the core group, developing relationships, getting to know each other. So as the game progresses, we can move fluidly as a unit, as a team. Been focusing on that. We're scheduling and structuring a watch party within our org for sitcom, getting prepped for that. Then I realized, like, holy shit, I got a lot to do when it comes to the citizen feed. So content creation, communicating with and organizing events and situations with that. Had to pull back, focus on that because here at Star Citizen, the citizen feed, we always are trying to move forward. Production value is a big thing with us. We want to make sure that we're constantly improving and never stopping. That takes work. It takes time. So as far as Star Citizen's concerned, the citizen feed has been my most applied activity this week. So what about you, Yamiks? What'd you get into this week?
Oh boy. Hammering content quite literally. Partially on Star Citizen side as well. Well, including it at the at that side. But yeah, basically just creating content, and not only on toilet bowl, more on the visual. Oh. Okay, I don't know how to escape this sentence anymore, so I'll just go. Somebody take over.
You've been making content. Awesome.
Oh God, it makes more sense. Carry on.
Is there any upcoming Star Citizen stuff that you're working on, Yamik? Or
let's see. So there's like with
well, CitizenCon coming.
No, actually, no, not on that. But
Okay.
it's going to be more of a direct comparison. No, not comparison, really. Thing, sort of a summary, if you will. But that's as much as I'm going to go essentially on the premise there. But it's a yearly sort of an update, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll basically have something along those lines. But as for the future content after that, well, I did want to do a little bit of those ship reviews and whatnot else, but just can't. Yeah, need to sort of expand and ship reviews as much as I love making them. They just take time, and yeah,
Sure.
just set it aside. So
Sure. Yeah. Awesome. Let's slide on to CIG media releases for the week. This week there was no Star Citizen Live, which I think was the second week or third week in a row that there was no Star Citizen Live, as CIG is focusing on CitizenCon. But there was was there a Star Citizen Live and not a Inside Star Citizen? I've got them jumbled up in my mind.
The other way around.
Yeah.
So,
anyway, there was one release, and it was called Inventory Repertory. Another rhyming video again. And I mean, I'm just going to put my fanboy hat on a little bit here.
Looks like shit. There's just no other way I can describe it. It looked like shit.
One of my friends had the same reaction. So I was all happy about it, Yamik. I was like, look at this. And he looked at it and he's like, that looks shit, man. And I just like... I died a little bit on the inside, but so I mean, this is one of the Jesus techs, right? So everyone talks about iCache and server meshing. Apparently, this inventory and physicalized inventory system is, I think, the beginnings of or the end, or maybe hopefully just the beginning of the iCache system. You know, the robust database where we will have, you know, not just a single global inventory that we've had so far, where you can just look in your mobiGlas and access everything you own anywhere at any time. Now they're creating if you like, a proper inventory system, catching up with the rest of the gaming world and adding a little bit of fidelity as well.
The gaming world, man. Come on, Deus Ex in 1990 something had that, okay?
That's what I meant. Gaming world.
That's not really catching up, right? There has to be a better word for it.
It's a retrograde process.
Indeed.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, they're catching up with the rest of the gaming world. I think that's fine. But so the concept here is they're going to have localized inventory, right? Starting off with an inventory pool that you can have on each planet, which has got a limited amount of space, albeit it's going to be, you know, what they say, a large amount of space, but it'll be limited. So, you know, you'll have an inventory pool in Grimhex, in, you know, Microtech, in Orison, and I'm sure that pool will be limited to your hab at some point, hopefully, as they continue to develop this system. So that's the first kind of level. So you leave an object in Grimhex, or you leave an object in Orison, or you leave, you know, you store objects on planets, if you like. Then the next level was talking about vehicle inventory, and that is an inventory system in your ships. Again, leaving objects and storing objects on your ships. And then there was a concept of external inventory, which was stuff, on the outside of your ships was one example, and like the Gladius and stuff that's got weapon lockers and stuff on the outside. Corpses, loot boxes, anything external, if you like, is classified as the external inventory system. And then you had, like, they spoke about backpacks as well. You could have light, medium, and heavy backpacks. And so yeah, I mean, it's an inventory system at the end of the day. So what, for a guy, and sorry Yamik, but for a guy that plays this game like 3 days a week, it's something for me, at least. It's adds. I think what it's going to add is hopefully even more motivation, if you like, for people to kind of kill each other in a way, right? Because you want to now kill someone and take their loot. So
that's yeah, I absolutely want to do that. That's actually my forte of type of playing, as a matter of fact. So that'd be great. Griefers be rejoice.
Yeah,
get something.
Yeah, exactly. So that might bring more people in because they get a reward for, if you like, griefing, pirating, whatever you want to say. But I won't harp on too much more about it. Like Delta, what's your thoughts on inventory repertory?
So 315 changes our lives in the verse forever, literally, because you have less shit to deal with. You're not going to be able to have the amount of inventory that you had before. You're going to have to now be more strategic with what you're dealing with and how you manage what you take with you. So this right here is going to put us on the track to initially focus on specialization. We're going to have to start grouping together more, especially with the healing. Dealing with healing, inventory, repertory. We have astronomical changes coming in. Physicalized inventory was that one of those things that we've been waiting on. I wish the fuck they'd have done server meshing first. I'd rather have that more than any fucking thing that they put into this game. But that's cool. We won't say that word anymore unless one of you guys want to get into it. But you're gonna have to think carefully about what you're doing, where you're putting things, because as Ma said, you're going to have localized inventory. So if your shit's at PO and you need it, you're going to have to go PO and get it. So we get into that whole fidelity thing. Anything related to your character is going to be on you. That's going to be based on the type of shit you wear. What type of armor do you have on? What type of shirt do you have on? So I'm assuming, if I remember correctly, and if I'm wrong, guys, correct me, but it seems like if it's going to be based on what you're wearing, does the amount that you can put on you at the time, depending on what you're wearing, change? Is it dynamic?
Yeah.
Yes. That's already the case. If you're wearing heavy armor, you can wear 2 rifles on the back. If you're wearing light armor or medium armor, you can't.
We have infinite inventory. I ain't never fucking really thought about that. And I wear the same shit all the time because I like my hodgepodge pieced together fucking outfit that makes me look like Cyrax from Mortal Kombat. So yeah, you're gonna have vehicle inventory, and so for all you sick freaks out there, you're gonna be able to put bodies in these things. So if you want to kill people and fly around with bodies like a serial killer from the 1970s America, you are more than welcome to do that. But it won't be my fucking body, because I'm gonna kill you and loot you. Then we have a new app.
Server might decide give you 30K. Have fun with that.
Without a shadow of a doubt. And that's if I can get off of fucking Louisville, get down a goddamn elevator. So Knickknacks is a new app we're getting in our Mobiglass. And it may not be called an app, so don't fucking try to rape me in the comments, but it makes sense to me. We're going to pull it up on our Mobiglass. Knickknacks. We're going to be able to manage our global inventory, or at least view where it's at and where we got all of the random shit that we have acquired over a long period of time. So I'm gonna end it with this. I'm gonna give it to you, Ace. So this is the initial release of it. It may be clusterfuck when it comes out, but substantial change. Uh,
Yeah,
Richard
it's
Tyre says that we're moving towards the goal of an experience that everybody loves and wants to play. We'll fucking see about that. So y'all left us in a fucked up situation with 314. It's getting better. We're moving to 315. Hopefully that gets better. So for everyone who left the game because of 314, and everyone who left the game because you lost millions of alpha UEC, or you just got totally pissed off with the way it was going, come back in 315 about 3 to 4 weeks after. Don't come on launch because we're going to have a lot to deal with. Outside of that, I'm done with it. I don't have anything else. Ace, what you got, brother?
I think it's going to be good changes, though. I mean, every little change means progress in the project, which is always welcome on my side. So,
Optionality was an issue to me. That's what I'm worried about.
well, I'm pretty much looking forward to all the changes. Of course, it will be a cluttered road at the beginning, and you'll have trouble and several bugs, but that's always with a new patch, and they usually end up fixing it to a degree that's enjoyable, and I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be fun for everybody.
Yeah.
So I don't mind the wipe at all either. Like, it was due to happen at some point, and it's kind of needed already. I mean, I can only speak for myself, but my inventory is so cluttered that just like looking for a magazine takes forever, and it's not very immersive either to have to just have all your belongings on you.
I agree with that. And as far as the inventory now, we're going to be limited on what we can have. So as far as your character is concerned, hopefully reducing the amount of items in the game will make it run more smoothly, but I'm not a technical guy. I'm not a coder. I would hope that makes a difference in how the game operates for not having so much shit stored on the server.
We'll see.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, for me, one of my friends said something pretty interesting. So with the backpack system, right, you've got heavy, medium, and light. And I think at the moment, if you've got a heavy armor with a heavy backpack, you can carry more than you can with a light. But my friend was like, that doesn't make any sense. You should be able to carry more with a light backpack and light armor because you're carrying less already. I was like, that kind of makes sense.
Well, I guess
Yeah,
the
but
size
How about
of
that
it.
light backpack being, smaller, like a child's backpack? That's why it's light. Mhm.
A fanny pack.
Maybe.
Oh,
An 80s fanny
that
pack.
needs to be a thing.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
but
they all look the same, so that's not the case yet, I suppose. I haven't
yeah, I
seen
hope
I
they
haven't
release
seen them,
new
so
models.
if they look different, then
Well,
okay. But if they're the same square on the back and one's just called light, then it should be lighter, and you should, as a human being, be able to carry more more weight, right? And anyway, I just thought it was a good point.
yeah, that's like heavy armor will have servos and additional help mechanisms like exoskeleton bits and stuff attached to it, which they already do. If you look at heavy armor, they all have some sort of movement support system to just be able to carry the armor around. So I guess you'd be able to carry more weight. That's my science fiction take on it. So
Okay, because if it's like true Star Citizen fidelity, then we'll need a battery that you can swap out. You'll need some components to the suits. Where's all that?
oh, it's human power.
Hold on. Did I just hear? Did I just hear No Man's Sky batteries? Oh no! Please
Yes.
no. That's the last thing we need.
Yeah. Recharging them. I'm going to plug in my suit, guys. It's running out of batteries.
Oh no.
Well, but at some point it will at least run out of oxygen, and they already said that for EVA you will also run out of fuel. So we're definitely moving in that direction at some point.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely got to have to refuel the suit. And the wipe, man. My comments on the wipe, like I've said it before, man. Like people, on Spectrum and stuff, people are like, I'm leaving this game. I spoke to some people and they told me there wouldn't be a wipe for like years. And the first comments on Spectrum, obviously, you spoke to the wrong people. It's just that's why I get annoyed when people are like, and the funny thing is, like, some people come on and they know there's an exploit, and they exploit for millions of dollars, and they're the same people that complain when there's a wipe as well. It's like, come on, man. Like, give me a break. So for me, like you said, Ace, you actually pointed this out. When they do a wipe, to me, it means that they have no other option, and they're kind of, again, I'm not a developer, I know nothing about coding, but to me it's like cleaning up, kind of advancing the game, and needing to do that big step from I don't know what software version A to B requires a total new, I don't know, database or whatever it is that requires a wipe for it to work. So it's a significant step forward, and that's why the wipe has to happen, which is a good thing for the game. So anyway, that's kind of my take on the wipe. Don't get attached to stuff, guys.
Yeah, just don't.
It's less painful.
No, certainly not. And as far as the wife is concerned, that shit doesn't bother me at all, because let me tell you, one of the most brutal games that you could have ever played was Life is Futile. That grind would break your fucking soul, dude. And we had base building, so we had a lot more to lose there. So we lost labor and time invested as far as actually constructing and teaming together to design a functioning base. Imagine building that shit for a year and a half, and you've accumulated in a land, and everything is designed perfectly the way you want it, and then you get hit with a wipe. You lose fucking everything, start from beginning, regroup, and have to do it again. So when these people are crying and whining about a few fucking ships they bought over, I don't think when was the last time they even wiped this game?
18
It's been
months.
18 months.
18 months. So that's not that bad, dude. And we don't have base building, so don't complain and whine. Don't quit the game because it's in alpha and they have decided that they need to wipe it. To be honest with you, it may run more smoothly. We'll have less shit stored on the server. Just don't roll with that. Now, as far as the bugs, we know we're gonna have bugs. We gotta play for the bugs. We will get through them one day. What day is that? I don't know. It's probably about 5 years from now. But in the meantime, get over to wipe. They'll wipe it, and we may even have a wipe as early as next year. That's not any information I have. I'm just throwing that out there as a generality. But don't stress out about that. And as TheYamiks said prior to us coming on the show, don't buy the shit off fucking eBay.
The gold, the UEC.
Yes,
Yeah.
the Alpha UEC.
Don't worry about the wipe, and wipe your tears, ladies and gentlemen.